I should start by saying that this basic idea is not mine. It comes from Scott Galloway, who is a futurist for all things Amazon. I mean, Scott has predicted pretty much all Amazon moves over the last couple of years with kind of scary accuracy. So one of the things that Scott mentioned in, and he doesn't know, I use the word Scott like he's my friend, but one of the podcasts I was listening to, Scott Galloway talked about an innovation that he thinks Amazon is going to make um, public at some point. It, I thought it was a brilliant idea. So his idea was that 60% of US households have Amazon Prime, and people that have Prime don't use any other service. Why should they? They get 2-day free shipping. And he felt that Amazon could actually take this to the next level, where instead of going to Amazon's website and buying a product and then having it shipped to you, Amazon already knows a lot about us. And so they know exactly what I'm looking at. They know exactly what I'm thinking about. They know some adjacent products that I might be interested in. And so his idea was that Amazon is going to start a service where they will essentially ship out a box to customers, I guess once a week, or not sure what the frequency was, but let's say, fairly regularly. And in the box, there's going to be a random bunch of items. And Amazon is going to say, look at what's here, play around with what you've got. And if you like it, keep it. Whatever you don't like, just return it. Someone's going to pick up the box in a week's time. So your next box comes next week or whatever. His idea was basically Amazon is going to completely remove the friction from the buying process. And because they know what people want, they will send different items to different items to each person receiving it. And I think this is a totally brilliant idea. Conceptually, I think it's an amazing idea. Of course, the problem is that Amazon Prime already is a loss maker for Amazon, because the cost of shipping itself, I think Amazon loses like a few $1 billion a year, maybe like $10 billion a year, just on shipping costs, because they're not able to. And I might be wrong about the 10 billion, but it's pretty obscenely large. And the reason is because Amazon is making a bet that as Prime usage increases, they're going to figure out a way to kind of reduce the cost of shipping, and they probably will. But right now, of course, it's a loss for them. So the problem with this thing is that, well, if Amazon just says, we'll send a box every week, well, someone's got to drop it, someone's got to pick it up. There's a cost associated with it. I was thinking about, well, let's think. I was just randomly thinking about this idea, and I had this thought that the United States Postal Service, they already send a truck to my home every single day, and they deliver spam to me, which I don't even care about. But they have an infrastructure built in, and they have pretty deep pockets. I know they're struggling right now. And that's what I was thinking, was like, okay, wait a minute. The United States Postal Service, which is dying right now, couldn't they turn this around and make this a winning concept and completely upend Amazon itself? So here's my idea. The US Postal Service should start this product. And what they do is essentially they can skip Amazon, they can go to other retailers. There's tons of retailers. Toys R Us is dead, but there are other retailers that are really, really suffering. Nordstrom is suffering, Macy's is suffering, all these retailers are suffering. They can go to them and they can say, hey, look, you know what? We're gonna create a service where we will select the retailers and the brands that we like, and we will select the products and products that we like, and we will send it to customers. The US Postal Service can do exactly what Amazon proposed to do at a fraction of a cost, because they have the infrastructure and they have the mechanism already. They're going to have to make some adjustments, but here's the idea. Once a week, we receive a box, and not just me, every US household. And of course, it only happens to people who sign up for the service. And it's a free service, and that's the best part. So here's how it works. Now, how does the US Postal Service know, unlike Amazon, which knows exactly what my preferences are? They know my profession, they know my age group, they know my spending habits. How does US Postal Service know this? Well, they don't, and they're going to have to figure it out. So the idea is they create a website called US Postal My Brands or My Products. You go to the website, and it's basically a questionnaire, and they ask you a bunch of questions. What kind of, are you a tech? And they can start off kind of being simple, but over the years they can get very granular and very, very specific. It's basically like a product service matchmaking service. So they'll ask me, are you a technology geek? What's your age? What's your education level? What do you do for a living? And they can ask like 10,000 questions. And from that, they can build a consumer profile. And like I said, this is an opt-in. So not everybody has to participate. People who are scared and freak out about this stuff don't have to participate. But I would find it quite interesting. And what happens is at the end of that process, they essentially build a profile. They don't have to tell me what it is, but they build a taste profile. And then once a week, maybe once a day, maybe once, who knows what the frequency is. It's a totally free service. Now, this is how it works. They go to then, they tie up with partners. They can tie up with Best Buy. Best Buy would love a service like this. They can tie up with Macy's, Nordstrom, 10,000 retailers all across different price points. And they can tell them that, look, we're going to come up with a service and there's a central warehouse. Maybe there are 20,000 warehouses. They're basically kind of trying to out Amazon. And what happens is based on your profile, you get products. And so what I might receive would be completely different than what you'll receive. So for example, if I'm a technology geek and there's a brand new webcam that's out there and I use computers, they might send me a webcam. They could send me a new cell phone. I mean, I'm just making this up. I mean, all these different electronic products, clothing products, shoes, if they know that I'm a big fan of, if I'm a big runner or I'm a biker and they can send me a brand of biking shoes. And the way it works is it's a totally free service. And if you like the product, you keep it. If you don't like it, you return it. So everything is free. And they essentially make an affiliate fee. So if I keep the shoes, then of course, then they charge me. They have my credit card on file. So they charge me for anything that didn't come back in their return box. And they charge me an affiliate fee, or they charge me the fee, and the retailer pays the affiliate fee. And this will allow companies like Best Buy to actually reduce their store footprints even more. So they're essentially transferring that cost from their physical stores to US Postal Service, which is a win-win. US Postal Service needs the money as well. They already have trucks going out in every single day. They already have hundreds of thousands of employees. So these employees get a job. The consumer wins because now the consumer has a choice, and they can really play this against Amazon, because there's a lot of negative thought consumers have about Amazon. Amazon is essentially a monopoly, and a lot of people don't like that, and they can be the un-Amazon, right? They can come to us and advertise and say, look, we are the alternative to Amazon. Amazon mines your data. We don't do it because whatever their story is, because we're the government or something. And well, you know what, now that I think about it, people actually might hate that even more. But anyway, the point is that this is an idea I just had, and I think this is an opportunity for US Postal Service to out Amazon. If any of you knows anyone at US Postal Service, I would love to pitch this idea to them. That's it.